The judge denied Alan COLIE bail. He's the DoorDash driver who shot YouTube prankster Tanner Cook inside Dulles Town Center. Last month, a jury acquitted him of the most serious charge of aggravated malicious wounding, but found him guilty on a firearms charge. That's why his attorneys were back in the courtroom today. Our Matthew Torres first broke this story and is outside the courthouse after the defense lost their argument to get this guilty verdict dropped. And Matthew, to even begin to understand the intricacies of the case, you really have to look closely at the jury. Good evening.
Yeah, and if the jury was here to give us their thoughts on what made them make this decision, it would have been very helpful. But the judge today says he doesn't have to know why they came down with this verdict. This case really has become unusual and tricky because the jury came back with inconsistent verdicts, which is legal here in Virginia. As you mentioned, the jury found Alan COLIE not guilty on the most serious charge of aggravated malicious wounding, but then found him guilty on unlawful discharge of a firearm. That's why today the defense tried to argue that because the self-defense claim applies to all of the charges, the guilty verdict doesn't make sense based on the law. Judge Matthew Snow denied the request to overturn this conviction because he says there was sufficient evidence for the jury to come up with their decision. And among that evidence is the video of the shooting. What was it like to see him in court after all these months?
Well, it's sad. I mean, how else would you put it? And he doesn't look very good either. He came into the mall to do an honest job, to make $1, no trouble, and the trouble found him.
All right, so that was Alan COLIE's grandmother, the first time we have ever seen her. She appeared in court today. There was a 20-second video of the interaction between the both of them at Dulles Town Center Mall. Tanner Cook walks up to COLIE, points a phone near his face to play a prank while recording it for his YouTube channel. Cook in that video then approaches him, kept going up to him. COLIE, you could see in the video, tried to back up, telling him to stop numerous times before eventually pulling out the gun. And during the trial, he testified that he felt threatened and scared by Cook. Prosecutors meanwhile say COLIE's actions were not warranted and that Cook never placed a hand on him nor even had a weapon on him before that shooting. So aside from what we heard earlier, the judge also denied the request for bail. We know Alan COLIE is now facing anywhere between 6 months and 5 years in prison. A sentencing date has been scheduled for him 4 days before Christmas. That's the latest here in Leesburg. I'm Matthew Torres, WUSA 9.
It's a story that's also getting a lot of national attention, Matthew, and we know you'll continue to follow it closely. Thank you.